We've been waiting so long for a new Unearthed Arcana, we've gone from this to this. So if you want to see what's going on with the newest Unearthed Arcana release today, stay tuned. I legitimately have no idea what it is. Maybe it's new subclasses? Maybe new races. We haven't gotten any new races in a while. I don't know. What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here. I am super jazzed about this new Unearthed Arcana. I haven't felt like this about one for in a long time. It's all about dragons. I love dragons, and it's going to make me possibly want to play a monk again, having not wanted to do that for a long time. And the ranger might, and listen, this is me saying this, actually make me want to play a ranger for the first time ever in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Before we dive into that, though, I just wanted to do a real quick analytics discussion with you. You can see right there, out of the 211,000 people who watched the video so far for the month of October, 53.8% of them are not subbed to the channel. So if you haven't subbed, now would be a great time to do so. And if less than half of that number subbed, we'd break 100,000 subscribers. That being said, let us jump over to the Wizards of the Coast website, and you can see our two new subclasses are the Ascendant Dragon Monk, Way of Ascendant Dragon, and the Drakewarden for the Ranger. So there's something new here I don't think we've ever seen before, which is this bit at the front. These character options you read here might be more or less powerful than options in the PHB. If a design survives playtesting, we adjust its power to the desirable level before official publication. In early playtests such as this, character options are rarely tuned for multiclassing. We are nonetheless interested in multi-class related feedback, accounting for it if we finalize the design for publication. So, Way of Ascendant Dragon is actually the closest thing I think I've seen to the Dragon Shaman, something that I've continually said I would love to see in 5th edition. And I do love monks, in theory. I think a lot of the flavor and the fun stuff for the monk comes up to you and your DM and how much they're willing to engage in the martial arts-ness of the combat. But let's keep reading. So you decide how you unlock the power of dragons through your key, and there's a d6 table here. You honed while observing a dragon. The dragon personally took an active role in shaping your inner energy. You found a scroll written in Draconic and learned new techniques. There's also a double dragon vibe to some of these as well. And then Draconic Disciple, which is interesting because Dragon Disciple was an old 3.5 prestige class. So at 3rd level, you get the following. When you damage a target with an unarmed strike, you can change the damage to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. That is fantastic because it's when you damage them, so you don't have to decide before you hit them. And you can just potentially avoid having to worry about magical damage at level 3 because you could just deal a type that they're not resistant to. And then if you don't already, you learn Speak, Read, and Write Draconic. And then if you fail a Charisma Intimidation or Charisma Persuasion check, you can use your reaction to reroll as you tap into the presence of dragons. And then that's once per long rest on that last one. And again, the cool thing everybody wants, Breath of the Dragon. When you take and this, again, way better than Dragonborn, so I love this. When you take an attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with an exhalation of Draconic energy, and I really like that, just supplementing an attack to do this. With either a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line, you choose. Choose the damage type, acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Each creature in that area must make a save DC equal to your key save DC. Taking damage of the chosen type equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die. That's really nice because your martial arts die stacks, or it doesn't stack, it grows over time. So it'll start as D4s and then D6s, D8s, and eventually D10s. And then at 11th level, it goes up to 3 rolls of the die. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you get them all back on a long rest. But if you don't have any uses left, you can expend 1 key point to use this feature. And that's really nice because key points come back on a short rest. So you really have a ton of usage of this. And that continues with the usage of of proficiency bonus times per long rest as the new sort of way we're looking at dealing with subclasses in 5e. And then at 6, you get Wings Unfurled. When you use your Step of the Wind, you can unfurl spectral dragon wings. While the wings exist, they vanish at the end of your turn. While they exist, you have a fly speed equal to your walk speed. Again, you can use this a number of times. Proficiency bonus before long rest to recharge them, and while you have no uses available, you can spend a key point when you activate Step of the Wind, an additional key point to use the feature again. At 11, we get Aspect of the Worm, and this is sort of where I was talking about Dragon Shaman. So as a bonus action, you can create an aura of draconic power that radiates 30 feet from you for 1 minute. Choose Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Poison, and for the duration, you gain the following effects. You and your allies have resistance to the damage type chosen. Waves of destructive energy flow out from you and your allies when any of you are attacked. When you or one of your allies in the aura is hit by an attack made by another creature within the aura, so within 30 feet, the target that was hit can use their reaction to deal an amount of damage equal to 1 roll of your martial arts die to the attacker. And once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 4 key points to do so. Not a bad offset, considering, again, key points come back on a short rest. And lastly, at 17, we get Ascendant Aspect, and you just gain the following benefits. You have Blind Sight out to 30 feet. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see invisible creatures within that range, unless the creature successfully hides from you. When you damage a creature with your Breath of the Dragon, the energy clings to the target. At the start of each of the target's turn, it takes damage of your type of breath weapon dealt equal to 1 roll of your martial arts die. At the end of its turn, they can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on a success. There was also feats you could take. There was like Clinging Breath as a feat you could take in 3.5 that would let your breath weapon damage persist, which is just like that. When you activate your Aspect of the Worm, Draconic Fury explodes from you. Choose any number of creatures you can see within your aura. Those creatures take 4d10 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage, your choice. A this is probably, in my mind, I don't know if it'll get changed, but this might be one of the best monk subclasses they've ever designed, because each level ability is useful and it gets better and it's just well-rounded, and I love it. I would play a Way of Ascendant Dragon Monk right now if I was given the opportunity. And here it is, folks. I said it. I'm going to stick by it again. Drakewarden. This is a ranger that gets basically a dragon pet. And I love pet classes. I've talked about it before. This is a better version of the Beastmaster because it's a dragon. So you have a little bit of another one of these little fun background tables as to how you got your origin as a Drakewarden. And then at 3rd level, you get Draconic Gift. You gain the following benefits. You can speak, read, and write Draconic if you couldn't already, and you learn Thaumaturgy as a cantrip, which is now a ranger spell for you. The big one, though, is Drake Companion at 3rd level. As an action, you can summon the Drake, which appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet. It's friendly to you and your companions, and it obeys your commands, and it's got its own stat block right here. When you summon the Drake, choose a type, damage type listed in its Draconic Essence trait, which is Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Poison. You determine the cosmetic characteristics of the Drake, such as its color, scale texture, or any visible effects of its Draconic Essence. Your choice has no effect, but it's a nice little flavor cosmetic thing. In combat, it shares your initiative, but it goes immediately after you. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is dodge, unless you use a bonus action on your turn to command it to take a different action. The action can be one in its stat block or some other action. Again, automatically better than Beastmaster. If you're incapacitated, the Drake can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. Once you summon the Drake, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest unless you spend a spell slot of 1st level or higher to summon it, and it remains for a number of hours equal to your proficiency bonus. That's the only downside over Beastmaster, is it's not a permanent fixture here. It's there for a number of hours and then it's gone, but you can at least spend spell slots to bring it back. And then anything the Drake was wearing or carrying is left behind when it vanishes. So it is a small dragon. Its armor class is 14 plus your proficiency bonus. Its hit points are 5 plus 5 times your ranger level. It tells you that it has hit dice of d10s equal to your ranger level for purposes of healing. Its saving throws are dexterity plus your proficiency bonus and wisdom plus your proficiency bonus. Its immunity is determined by the Draconic Essence trait, again, Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Poison. It has dark vision out to 60 feet. It has a passive perception of 12. And its languages are Draconic, and it says proficiency bonus equals your proficiency bonus. And then it can make a bite attack as an action, +3 to hit, plus your proficiency bonus. Damage is a d6 piercing plus your proficiency bonus of a type of damage determined by the essence. So it's a d6 piercing and your proficiency bonus worth of either acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. And as a reaction, it has infused strikes. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that can see it hits it with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses the strike with its essence, causing the attack to deal an extra 1d6 damage of the type determined by the Draconic essence. So it can use its reaction to basically empower one of your allies. Let me just read that again. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits with a weapon attack. Yeah, so it can boost an ally. And it can do that every turn. At 7, you get Bond of Fang and Scale. While your Drake is summoned, you get the following benefits. You gain resistance to the damage type of your Drake's essence. So again, acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You can choose one of the following for it. A swim speed of 40 feet, and it can breathe both water and air. Or it grows wings and can fly with a fly speed of 40 feet. And its attack does an extra d6 damage of the type of from the Draconic essence. So right now at level 7, it will do a d6 piercing plus 1d6 plus proficiency bonus of acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. At 11, it gets Drake's Breath. As an action, you can exhale a 30-foot cone of damaging breath or cause your Drake to exhale it. Again, choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. Each creature in the 30-foot cone must make a save DC against your spell save, dex save for 66 damage. It increases to 8d6 damage at 15th level. And once you use this feature, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest unless you spend a 3rd level slot or higher to use it again. And then lastly, at 15, you get Perfected Bond. It grows to large size, so now it can be ridden, and it might have wings, so it could be a flying mount. The Drake's Bite deals an extra 1d6 of the damage type for a total of 2. So again, that would be a d6 piercing damage plus 2d6 plus proficiency bonus in elemental damage. And when either you or your Drake takes damage while you're within 30 feet of each other, you can use your reaction to give yourself or the Drake resistance to that instance of damage. So that's, again, sort of like a shared bond thing we've seen with Rangers and Druids and stuff in the past. Folks, I am really super jazzed about these two subclasses. I love the Monk. I think that's awesome. I would love to play one. I could have a lot of fun with that. It gives me a very Zuko kind of vibe is what I'm going to in my head with the whole dancing dragon, learning from dragons, firebending kind of a thing. That's really cool. And even the Ranger, it's Beastmaster Ranger was something I thought I would want to play right out the gate in 5th edition. Obviously, that never happened, and you know why. But this, in every way, looks to me to be a better Beastmaster because it lets you do a bunch of stuff. The only downside is the limited amount of time that your Drake gets to spend with you. But, I mean, it starts off at 2 hours, and depending on where you use it strategically, that could be pretty good and maxes out again at 6 hours. But it's a spell slot of 1st level to get that ability back to summon it again for however many hours it would be there. And then there are other things you could do. Does it say first level, spell slot of 1st level or higher? It does not say a Ranger spell of 1st level or higher. So you could, in theory, multi-class to get extra spell slots, and then you could do that. So other things to consider. I super love both of these. I really want to know what your thoughts are. I did not anticipate this dropping today because Tasha's is right around the corner. I did not anticipate us getting 2 dragon classes, and honestly, I thought one of them would have been a dragon patron warlock, but here we are. So again, let me know if you're as excited as I am. I really want to find a game where I can play this monk now. I know I've been talking about how I want to play a rogue for a long time, and that's true, but this monk is just freaking awesome. Thank you again to my patrons over on Patreon for continuing to support me in the channel, and I will see you all next time.